You know what makes me genuinely frustrated? Watching people buy $200 worth of Bitcoin while they've got a $6,000 credit card balance sitting there charging them 23% interest. It's like watering a plant while your kitchen is on fire, and then wondering why nothing's growing. I'm Hadi, and I spend way too much time reverse engineering why people with decent incomes still feel financially stuck. If you want the actual order to invest your money, not the flashy one, the one that works, make sure you subscribe. Because what I'm about to show you isn't sexy. But it's the difference between retiring comfortably and retiring on hope. Here's something that should shock you. According to recent Federal Reserve data, nearly 40% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing money or selling something. $400. That's less than 1 month's car insurance for most people. Meanwhile, these same people are asking me which tech stocks to buy. It's like asking whether you should upgrade to first class when you can't afford the base ticket. The truth is, there's an optimal sequence for investing your money that most people completely ignore. Not because it's complicated, but because it's boring. And boring doesn't go viral. Most people don't fail at investing because they don't try. They fail because they do things out of order. They open a brokerage account while carrying 22% APR debt. They buy ETFs while having zero emergency savings. They invest in crypto while ignoring their employer's 401k match. The mistake isn't lack of effort. It's misplaced priority. And misplaced priority compounds just like interest does, except in the wrong direction. Before you invest a single dollar anywhere, you need to eliminate high-interest debt. And when I say high interest, I mean anything above 7 to 8%. Credit cards, personal loans, payday nonsense. Here's the math most people ignore. If you invest $5,000 in an index fund hoping for 9% annual returns, you might make $450 that year. But if that same $5,000 is sitting on a credit card at 21%, it's costing you $1,050 annually. You're bleeding $600 per year while thinking you're investing smart. Paying off 21% debt is a guaranteed 21% return. Show me another legal investment with that certainty. I'll wait. Once high-interest debt is gone, the next move is boring but critical. Build an emergency fund. Not because emergencies are fun to think about, but because without one, you're one car repair away from undoing everything. Here's what most advice gets wrong. They say, save 3 to 6 months of expenses. That's useless because the range is too wide, and the goal feels impossible. So here's the real sequence. Phase 1. $1,000 as fast as possible. Why $1,000? Because according to the Federal Reserve, the median unexpected expense is around $500. $1,000 covers that plus a small buffer. It removes panic from minor problems. Phase 2. 1 month of core expenses. Not total spending core. Rent, utilities, minimum food, insurance. For most people, that's $2,500, $3,500. Phase 3. 3 months. At this point, you can survive a job loss without immediately panicking. The goal isn't perfection. It's a financial cushion that prevents you from selling investments at the worst possible time or racking up debt when life happens. Research from Vanguard found that people with at least $2,000 in emergency savings reported financial well-being scores 20% higher than those without. $2,000 won't change your life, but the psychological stability it creates will change your decision-making. Here's where it gets interesting. If your employer offers a retirement match, contribute enough to get the full match, even if you still have some lower interest debt. Why? Because employer matching is an instant 100% return. If your company matches 50% up to 6% of your salary, that's a guaranteed 50% gain before your investments even start growing. No stock, no fund, no property offers that. If you earn $65,000 and contribute $3,900 to get a $1,950 match, you just made $1,950 for free. Walking away from that to pay off a 5% student loan faster is mathematically irrational. Contribute just enough to max the match. Then go back to debt elimination if needed. This step alone can add tens of thousands to your retirement without extra effort. Once debt is handled, emergency fund is solid, and employer match is captured. Now you enter the tax efficiency phase. And this is where most people screw up. They skip straight to a taxable brokerage account because it feels simple, but they're leaving thousands on the table. First, max out an IRA or Roth IRA, $7,000 per year for 2025. Why before going back to your 401k? Because IRAs give you far more control. Most employer 401k plans offer a limited menu of expensive mutual funds. With an IRA, you can buy low-cost index funds with fees under 0.1% instead of the 1 to 2% many 401k options charge. Over 30 years, that fee difference alone can cost you $100,000 or more. Traditional versus Roth, which should you choose? Here's the simple framework. Choose Roth if you're early or mid-career, earning under $80,000. You expect income to rise significantly. You want tax-free withdrawals in retirement. Choose traditional if your peak earnings, earning $120,000 plus. You're in the 24% or higher tax bracket. You want the deduction now. If you're unsure, split contributions 50/50 or lean Roth by default. Tax-free growth over 30 plus years is hard to beat. Most people overthink this. The important part is maxing whichever you choose. If you have access to a health savings account, this might be the most underrated move in personal finance. HSAs offer a triple tax advantage. Tax deduction going in. Tax-free growth. Tax-free withdrawals from medical expenses. No other account does that. For 2025, you can contribute up to $4,300 individual or $8,550 family. Here's the strategy most people miss. Pay current medical bills out of pocket if possible. Let your HSA money stay invested. Keep your receipts. There's no time limit on reimbursing yourself. You could pay for a doctor visit today, invest the HSA money, and withdraw it tax-free 20 years from now to reimburse that same receipt. If you max an HSA for 30 years at 7% growth, you could have over $400,000 tax-free for medical expenses. Given that healthcare is one of the biggest retirement costs, that's a game changer. After IRA and HSA, go back and max your 401k beyond the match. The 2025 limit is $23,500 or $31,000 if you're 50 plus. At this point, you're sheltering massive amounts from current taxation. Between IRA, HSA, and 401k, you could be putting away $35,000 plus annually tax advantaged. Most people never get here. But if you do, you're in the top 5% of savers in the country. Only after everything above is maxed do you move to a regular brokerage account. Why last? Because taxable accounts have no tax shelter. Every dividend is taxed. Every sale is taxed. The same $10,000 invested in a Roth grows to $76,000 tax-free over 30 years. In a taxable account, after taxes, maybe $58,000. That's $18,000 lost to avoidable taxes. But taxable accounts do offer flexibility. Need money before 59? No penalty. Want to retire early? Taxable accounts bridge the gap. So they're not bad, they're just last. So here's the sequence that actually works. Step 1. Kill high-interest debt. Step 2. Build emergency fund. Start with $1,000. Step 3. Capture employer match. Step 4. Max IRA $7,000/year. Step 5. Max HSA if eligible, $4,300 or $8,550. Step 6. Max 401k, $23,500/year. Step 7. Taxable brokerage. It's not exciting. It won't make you feel like a genius stock picker. But it's the difference between building real wealth and just looking busy. If this gave you actual clarity on where your next dollar should go, hit subscribe right now. Because next video, I'm walking through my exact portfolio. 3 funds. 9.4% average return over 7 years. Less than 30 minutes of work per year. And I'll show you the allocations, the rebalancing strategy, and why this beats 90% of actively managed funds. Don't miss it. This is Hadi Invests. I'll see you in the next one.